Do you want to start the game again?
Welcome back to Mystical Everyday Heroes, or Meh. The D&D podcast about people who are not mystical nor heroic, just everyday folks getting roasted by witches.
Ouch.
And not in a hot way. That can we just acknowledge that has actually multiple meanings? Because most of the time witches get burned at the stake, and none of this was in a hot way that they got roasted.
That's true.
Wow. That's really layered.
It's layered. It's deep.
Like a trifle.
It's getting there.
Like onions.
Yes.
Like
ogres.
onions. Aw, Shrek throwback.
Shrek throwback.
A throwback,
Like cake.
if you will.
Like cake. Layered cake.
I love cake.
So joining us this week, as per usual, is Jake Salisbury as the winner of the most roasted by the old lady, Meryl Cheep.
What's up? Yeah, so...
That was horrible.
That's how Meryl would greet everyone this week, I suppose. Yeah, so Meryl's fun fact is that he has never felt quite so humbled as this moment in time, specifically because he's really sensitive about his bardic inspiration. He's just extra so sensitive about that specific thing.
So would you say that experience inspired you?
Well, apparently not. And yeah, I mean, that'll come up, I'm sure, but it just, he's going to be, really seriously looking out, the window of a tour bus with, old Demi Lovato playing in the background, drinking a cup of coffee for a couple of days, you know?
Is it going to be raining outside?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
So much rain and a carousel in the distance. If you know, you know.
We believe in you, Meryl.
You
we also have
We're here for you.
Kailyn Kroll as the lifter of the backpack, Stan Smallman.
So strong.
It was a heavy backpack.
Really was.
Stan's fact for today is, as we heard in the last episode from Mama Witch, that Polly is missing Stan. That is Stan's best friend from his home, and she's a prairie dog. They've been best friends since he was a lad.
Aww.
A little fun fact about me.
Why didn't she come with on your adventures?
Honestly, she was really taking care of a lot of business at the time, and then we left, and now she's back there. So it was really a timing mishap.
Gotcha.
So
I wonder if
Understandable.
Cersei and Polly would get along.
I think they would.
probably.
Polly the prairie dog. I like her.
I feel like she's got sass and spades, and I love that for her. We also have Matt Rail as the witness to a scarecrow murder, Alfonzo Windbreaker.
Yeah, God,
That was not
dark.
a fun time especially for Coco, but also not for Alfonso.
Especially
Yeah, that was crazy. Who
That was wild.
Who knew that you were not only such a skilled DM, but also a fabulous fiction writer, and not only that, but
It's
that
almost like you
could-
write books.
That you could
It's
write
almost
horror.
like I write horror books. Yeah. No, I almost considered having you roll psychic damage, but then I realized that you were the original one who wanted to murder her, and I was like, he'd probably live.
I got such Children of the Corn vibes. I was
it was not great.
eating my heart out. It was incredible.
Well, careful,
Yeah.
Mama, which would probably make you eat your heart out.
Yeah.
So what's Alfonso's fun
So
fact?
Alfonso's everyday fact is that, of course, he's very reflective. So while the witch, Mama Witch, was of course roasting all of us, in particular with what she was saying about with Alfonso, basically made him feel very vulnerable because he thought that there was a role back home, and because remember he's former nobility, and he was supposed to be the heir to the throne of the kingdom, to which he thought that he would still have that in the future. Not that he wanted it necessarily, but that it was still going to be there. And she confirmed that that was not going to be the case. So he is going through a very tumultuous time inside a very well put together haired mind.
Well put together haired
Does
mind.
Alfonso's brain also have an impeccable ponytail on the inside?
It might.
The ponytail starts on the inside. That's what I've always
does.
heard. Ariana Grande's
do.
ponytail starts
That's
right
how
in the
he
front of
weaves
her
together
face.
his thoughts is in a very perfect French braid.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's how his thoughts normally are, but they are currently they're frayed right now.
Afraid.
Little frizzy.
Afraid so.
There's a little frizz. Yeah, it really frizz. It really frizz.
Yikes.
He is really
Very humid up in that brain. Lots of frizz.
There's really no good transition from that. We also have Stephie Patterson as the roller of nature natural 20s that really take off the DM. Misphi Faewilde.
My bad. Sorry, not sorry. So since everybody's going with the witch theme here, I guess I'll switch my fact and just make one up on the fly. So the witch is talking about her being basically a lone wolf, and that's what Misphi was when she was a child. And basically the whole time she was in her village in Yorkwood, she was a misfit. She was pretty much by herself. She was kind of weird, so she didn't really have any friends. She just kind of hung out in the woods, and I mean, she was a lone wolf. And now that she has her pack, I mean, she feels more whole and like she's finally figuring out who she is.
I love the amount of roasting yet wisdom that Mama Witch has brought, because you have to like remember that she
So cute.
raised Beauregard,
Yeah.
the man with the monocle.
Ugh, love a monocle.
Love a
The
monocle.
man with the monocle.
The man with the monocle.
We also have Matt Boston as our sound producer and Sir beautiful sound that only husband Matt can make here.
Good cutoff, everyone.
Yeah.
Really good.
Wow.
It's like somebody's conducting us. It's amazing. I love
Wait,
that
do we have
for
a
us.
choir teacher who can help us do that?
Not me, girl.
Don't know anybody.
No, I'm off the clock.
Don't know her.
Oh, I forgot to clock in.
Punch in.
No, we can punch in if needed.
I can make us into the
So much
best.
violence.
We could be pentatonics. Just give me 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10
I don't know.
Well, for you.
That's a lot of talent.
Are
put
you
in 10 minutes.
overestimating you or us?
Us, 100% us.
100% us.
Also 100% me. Yeah.
Speaking of overestimating abilities, you also have me, Empress of this fine podcast. I felt like it was only fair that I roast you guys. I also roast myself. As well as playing the human fighter TJ or Town Justice. I'm owning my name.
Say who needs to own his name now because,
Yes.
Wow.
man, that witch put him in his place.
Yeah. I'm not your bro. Okay.
I don't even know what bro means.
Can we make that echo?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not your bro.
Yeah. Do I look like your bro?
Oh, God. See, that's it. That's it for me today.
It's like
Spooky.
salad fingers over here.
What did I tell you about
Rusty
that?
I'm not your bro.
No, not in my house. I don't like him. He's not welcome here. No.
He's welcome in
He's
my heart. 'Cause that's where
misunderstood. He just
belongs.
needs a hug.
At least it's
Not
old
from
Greg.
me.
You guys ever see the old Greg?
Stop. I don't want to talk about old Greg either, Matt. Don't bring up these people in my house. They remain trapped in the depths of YouTube when
Okay,
they
fine.
were exercised.
How about llamas with hats?
Yes.
That I would say is acceptable.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine.
That kills people.
Dude, that is crazy that's what we grew up with and we're all like, okay.
No, we're not okay.
I want you
You
to
think
pause for a
we're
second.
okay?
Do you think
The
that's
last
why?
episode, I literally talked about the straight up massacre of a 15-year-old, possibly a 15-year-old elf and the draining of her blood. I'm going to say that as far as like I go, I'm better than okay.
I mean, and we got a rock band name out of that, like arterial spray. Like,
Arterial
right?
spray. Yeah, that's
That's going to be the name of our acapella group.
Not just lame
It's gonna be so good.
percussion.
I'm definitely reconsidering life choices at this moment. I don't know.
okay.
Last episode in Loreland, Coco went into death saving throws at the very beginning, but before we really got too far into it, Misphi conjured up a good berry and squished it violently into Coco's mouth, stabilizing her. Just long enough for her to remain unconscious for them to drag Coco to Mama Witch, who lived on a full day's drive, full day's
Walk?
full
Travel?
day's walk, full day's
Stroll.
travel. Yeah, a stroll, a walk in the woods, away from Fellerstone. Arriving at Mama Witch's house, or Popolina, as she's better known, we found the Pope herself, Popolina. She gave surprising insight and advice to all of you. We found not only did she have the sight, which is where her eyes would glow in an unseeing way, and she was able to see into the depths of your past and also into your present, but she was also able to see things that were really just odd and surprising. She also, after giving you guys the various advice that she had at her disposal, she saw the barrel with cocoa spilling out of it and was able to not only see Coco's face, but also her skulls. And it was at this point that she was able to pull the skulls away from Coco's belt, revealing herself as the leader of the Happy Hustlers. And in her disgust of Coco's betrayal to the Happy Hustlers, pulled her outside through a back door that was not previously visible to you. Alfonzo being the only one who followed as they heard the screams of Coco, who had previously, if you recall, said that she did not want to see the witch and was worried that she may lay a curse upon anybody who visited. She pulled Coco out, and Alfonso saw as Mama Witch not only hooked Coco up to a scarecrow's post, but also drained her of her blood. Coming back inside, Popolina asked about the Rockefeller curse and kind of what was going on with that as she stashed the bottle of blood. When Misphi showed her the Faewilde that Misphi actually conveniently found on the side of the passage.
It just grew there.
Right there, and it's supposed to be rare.
So
This isn't even
randomly.
Elvis land. Like we're in like dwarf country.
We are in dwarf country. I mean, can you believe it?
Which is amazing because it's a rare elven herb. If you guys could see the frustration on my face, I'm just living it. Anyway, when Misphi pulled out the Faewilde that she found on the way there, Mama Witch's eyes glazed over in that all-seeing way as she sniffed the Faewilde and cackling recognized it from someplace far away, and that is where we left off. So as you guys are standing in Mama Witch's cabin, she is sniffing this Faewilde, cackling as she's like, oh, I've got some information for you.
Please tell.
So as she cackles, she eyeballs Alfonso and she says, now this is very interesting, but how much do you know about the people that dwell in Aerith?
I mean, I grew up there, so I know the people.
Why that sounds so suspicious, Alfonso? You grew up there.
What is there something specific you want to know about?
Well, you see here, this is an herb of the elven variety. It's not something that can be found by people who are not elves. And yet, it found its way into a dwarven mining camp. Now, I know that Coco here is an elf, was an elf.
Ooh.
Well, she's still an elf. She's just kind of dead.
Tomato, potato, artichoke. But
That one got her good.
But what I found real interesting is that it was in the mining camp before Coco was there.
Was it?
And it was given to the lead and mining expert by Freya's papa. She kind of looks at you specifically, Alfonso, and says, now what's fascinating to me is that the person who gave Freya's daddy this herb happens to love your hometown. And yet, tell me a little bit more, because somebody was behind this attack on my baby boy's mining camp. So y'all seem to have figured that out as well, because while I may have been punishing that young individual for copying my happy hustlers and posing in a way that she shouldn't have. She had some other sins against y'all, did she not?
Well, yeah, other than just the pissing on Alfonzo, she's been kind of a tough one to have around.
So, what role did she play in all this?
Well, she was the one who was selling the cocoa to the townsfolk. And we believe that she was working with the mayor of, I forgot the name of the town. Bridgman. And we have found that she is in cahoots with the mayor, who we believe is the mastermind of a lot of the problems that this area has been experiencing.
Oh, mayor. And she turns to TJ and she said, Town Justice, you've got some interesting blood in your veins, young sir. Mayor Merriweather. Now, it seems to me that y'all might have gone and attacked him by now. Any particular reason y'all have refrained?
Well, we have been preoccupied with helping the people of Fellerstone and sort of helping these guys out. I mean, we are just your everyday folks here. So
Yeah, we're no heroes. We're pretty ordinary.
Well, we're heroes. We're just everyday ones.
quite mystical, some have said.
We figured we could recruit some help.
Yes, our hope was to build up our forces on the way. We didn't know that Mayor Merriweather had something off about him until we were already on our journey. So once we learned the happenings around here, we thought we needed to gather some numbers before we went back and attacked.
Well, we also wanted to go back to the rebel camp because we wanted to, we had to...
Gather their numbers.
Right.
Right. So numbers. Lots of numbers.
So you need a way to communicate with the rebel camp. Interesting. Now listen. And she pulls from her pocket, or from like the inside of her robes, again, that long stirring stick.
Yes, stick.
That is essentially like a wooden spoon, but it's essentially like the same length as she is. So it's almost more like a staff for her.
Don't spank me, mommy.
That can be the end credit scene of this episode. Done.
Popolina
Solved.
looks at you and raises
Big
an
check.
eyebrow, and she says, "Now, sweetheart, that's a very specific kink."
Mama Witch has seen a thing or two?
Mama Witch knows, girl. She
TJ
knows,
turns
girl.
and bows to Popolina. So she has a large spoon, and she walks over with this large spoon, and she stirs one of the cauldrons, the one that is a large, like reddish purple color. And she kind of sniffs it, and she's like, "No, that one's about ready. Interesting. All right, now here's what I can tell you." And she walks over to TJ, kind of with one hand. She kind of stretches over to TJ while the spoon is still stirring the reddish purplish potion. And she touches TJ on the shoulder, and her eyes do that creepy, like faded light thing. And she said, "The mayor's getting ready to attack the rebels. You can't wait around hoping that you're going to get stronger. He's coming for us soon. You have to decide where his priorities lie and where your priorities lie." And then as her arm like falls away from TJ, she kind of jumps up and it's just like shakes it off, and she stirs the cauldron again, and she's like, "My goodness, sometimes I don't even know what I'm saying. Anybody else got some bourbon?" Anyway, what was I talking about? Well, I suppose my baby boy probably sent you here with trying to get some stuff, because I'm sure he don't have very much. But what's your goals coming up? What are we trying to do?
Well, the goal in coming here was basically to bring the Faewilde to you to help figure out how to help Fellerstone.
Well, lucky for you with me and this Faewilde, I can figure out in a couple of days how to de-Rockefeller the people who are still Rockefellered. So that's pretty lovely, as long as they're not missing any particular appendages. Anybody take any body parts away from any of the Rockefeller people?
Nope.
Lovely.
It wasn't a body part.
Why is there an awkward silence here?
It did grow on his body, so I
Misphi.
Does hair count?
Nah.
See?
Probably not.
You are so
well,
lucky.
then we're good.
I like that it's a solid probably not.
Listen, sometimes that's all you can get in life, you know?
May the hair ever be ever in your favor.
She fluffs her own
Amen.
beard and she's like, how much is one beard or hair or any part of anybody? And she kind of scratches her very long leg hair and she's like,
Queen.
I suppose we could do a transplant if necessary. Anywho, I can wait. I can just give me a couple days. I'll work on this. But that's what I'm doing here. What are you doing here? My boy sent you here to be able to help with the Rockefeller, but
Well, it sounds like we've done our part.
very good, very good.
I think we probably need to go back to the rebel camp and warn them about what's coming.
We should probably do
Yeah,
that,
we
I
have
would
to
agree.
go. We have to go protect them from the mayor. We
The
can't just let
mayor.
the mayor destroy the only place left that still opposes him. We can't let that happen.
Well, now, lucky for you, there might be a faster messaging system than what you're talking about. Have you ever heard of the Tabaxi Taxi service?
I can tell you right now, Mama Witch, I've never heard of that, but I'm interested.
Tabaxi Taxi?
Well, lucky for you, they're right next door. They're practically neighbors. And she points kind of to the northwest.
I am so excited.
And she's like, now, just like a hop, skip, and a sneeze over that way, you've got the Tabaxi Taxi service, and they've got quite the messaging system that'll get you where you need to go. However, I'm going to warn you, just from what I know of little bits here and little bits there, my happy hustlers tell me all the things I probably ought to know, and a couple of things I really don't need to know, but I know anyway. And what I can tell you is that
Is it an espionage service as well?
is what an espionage service.
This Tabaxi Taxi.
Don't accuse them of that.
Well, darling, you're going to have to talk to them about that. I can't really.
I'm not saying it's bad. I just
Alfonso,
want to
Alfonso,
know.
you've got such a big mouth. Just chill for a second. You need to ask them right up front, is this an espionage business? If it's an espionage business, do you think they want to tell you? Probably not.
And so she points across the way and she says, now, before you go, like, figuring that all out, I should probably give you some parting gifts because
That would be lovely, Mama Witch.
it really.
We would appreciate that. Maybe even a bottle of that bourbon.
Now, don't be getting ahead of yourself.
Okay.
You're a kind boy and you're good to the crick elves, and that I appreciate, but that bourbon is mine. I'm a retired old lady. I don't got much to live for these days.
Duly noted.
And so she turns to a cupboard off to the side and she grabs 4 vials. And she looks at you, Alfonso, and she says, now listen, you can't be getting these mixed up. They're color-coded, so to speak, so it's going to be kind of difficult, but I'm going to trust that you're going to keep these separate. We don't want you be ingesting stuff that you oughtn't be ingesting. And she pours from, again, there's 3 like containers. There's one on the table and 2 cauldrons on the floor. And from one of the cauldrons, she pours 2 large spoonfuls, kind of divided between 2 vials. And she hands them both to you. And this is the one with the red and purple coloring. And what she gives you is 2 greater healing potions, which restores 4d4 plus 4 HP each. And as she passes that along, she's kind of shakes off her large spoon and she goes to the darker cauldron on the floor and stirs it. And it's like the brownish, blackish color. And she pours 2 of these into smaller vials. And she says, now make sure we don't mix these up. The first one is color-coded. The second one's color-coded. Don't be dumb. And she hands this to you. So again, 2 vials of basic poison that can be applied to a weapon or ammunition. The target must make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw to avoid taking 1d4 damage and is poisoned. A failed save still results in the target being poisoned. Poison lasts for 1 minute or 10 rounds. So she hands you 2 of those. And then she shakes off the spoon again and kind of dips it into a bucket of water before going over to the pot on the table. And she stirs that. And then she kind of tucks it behind her. And she just says, now, remember to check out the Tabaxi Taxi service. And you guys have a wonderful day. It was so good meeting you.
Before we go, could you do us a favor?
Another favor? Well, you
it's
can
more
ask.
so for your son.
Oh, for my baby boy, anything.
So when you get this antidote finished, could you have the Tabaxi send that to Fellerstone for us?
Oh, sweet cheeks, I'll make sure that that's taken care of. That's so kind of you to make sure.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you, my little misfit. And she squeezes your cheek and kind of takes her head and like pulls your head down to nuzzle your forehead. You remember what I said now, you hear? And hey, make sure when you go attacking that mayor, you be smart about it. Don't be attacking outright. That man's got guards. He's well protected.
Okay.
I heard be sneaky.
Sneaky.
So what are we doing now? Because right now you guys are in Mama Witch's house. She's currently stirring the last of the pots.
Let's go check out that taxi service.
Since we walked all day to get to her, shall we take a rest before we do that? Because it was a day's trip.
Well, time is of the essence, though.
All right, let's go.
What if let's find out what the taxi service has to offer. Because if it's because we could, I think we could do like a short rest if they're going to like cart us somewhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So that would be like a resting of some kind, potentially.
I'm interested in this taxi.
All right, to the kitty cats.
So as you guys exit the house and Mama Witch is like there in her apron and kind of smearing the last of the final 3 of the potion on her face, just kind of in various different directions around her beard, she says, now y'all come back now, you hear, and make sure you send some love. I'll tell the happy hustlers your good deeds on behalf of what you've done to Coco here. We really do appreciate that.
What we've done to Coco. Okay, will do.
Oh, and she looks right at you, Alfonso. I'm quite aware of how many times her health has declined in your presence. So let's not pretend you're a saint, Mr. Windbreaker, but I do appreciate your love for the Crick Elves. Now, you guys be safe. I'm so glad you came by. Tabaxi Taxi service is just up on the right, sweethearts.
Okay, live long and prosper.
Amen. What? Amen. And also with you.
Literally incredible.
That was crazy.
Incredible.
So as you guys leave, the sun is setting. You see probably about 200 yards ahead of you. Again, this is a pretty vacant road. You see a crossroads ahead of you. You see on the crossroads, one of the signs says Bridgman, which is facing the direction you just came from. You see kind of like a little bit angled back in the direction you came from to the right, the Low Garum Mountains. Forward is Ironwood Grove, and then forward to the left is the High Garum Mountains. And you see just to the left at this crossroads a sign that says Tabaxi Taxi Service. With again, it has a very plain front to it. It's a single story, and it has a large pen in the back, like where people would keep livestock. But there's like nothing in it at the moment. So what do you do?
Can we roll for perception to see who's there?
Roll for perception. Yeah.
A dirty 20.
A dirty 20.
I got nothing.
So with that, you can see that the blinds are closed because it is like, it's not quite nighttime, but it's definitely past business hours. And you can see at least 2 shadows kind of dancing between where the light would go on the crack of this closed blinds. So you're going to see like at least 1, possibly 2 people.
Should we go knock on the door?
Yeah, I think so.
Why not go?
Yeah.
Stan, I think you should lead us here.
Oh, well, all right. So Stan walks up to the door and very proudly knocks 3 times. It says, hello, this is Stan, before they open the door.
Good job, Stan.
Thanks, guys.
And you hear from inside,
Moon, go get it. Oh my god, do I have to?
No.
Fine.
so you see, like, the first thing you hear is actually, like, a chain being drawn across the door and then, like, a bolt being unlatched. And then, like, as the door kind of opens inward, you see the teenage face of a young Tabaxi who kind of mirrors almost like a bobcat with, like, the cute little pointy ears. And she's like, can I help you? Business is closed right now because it's nighttime. What's up?
Well, I don't know if you heard, but I'm Stan.
Hi, I'm Moon.
Great. Awesome. Well, Moon, nice to meet you. We were sent here by Mama Witch, and we were hoping you could give us some help.
Okay, like, what do you need delivered?
Well, we are hoping to get some news over to the rebel camp that there's an attack coming soon.
Ugh, fine. Okay, fine. So listen, like, how many giant rats do you need?
Wow. Well, I think you might need to tell me a little bit more about this taxi service.
And she calls out, Dad, newbies. And he's like, go over the plan and I'll give you dessert. And she's like, oh, fine. And so she, like, pulls the door open and just awkwardly, like, waves her clawed hand in, like, well, come on.
So we shuffle
So
in.
we follow
Yeah,
it?
you guys shuffle in, and then, like, she goes behind. This is essentially like a lobby area. It kind of looks like what a modern day post office looks like, but just a lot more wood. And she goes behind the counter, and she's like, welcome to Tabaxi Taxi, where we have the best of the Raxies. So our giant rats are the fastest in the land, and we catch them all by our own hand.
I love that
Wow.
somehow Aubrey Plaza is starring in this episode.
Correct.
This is incredible.
I picture Aubrey Plaza as like a cat person.
Yes.
She, like, definitely has, like, bangs, but, like,
Yes.
like just bangs that are
For
just
sure.
like,
Yes.
do I have to
like
have
Parks
this
and Rec
conversation?
Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah.
Oh my.
She's like, so if you need to get a reply or a statement out, there's a couple things you need to know. First of all, we thrive on information. So we read everything that you send. And we tell you in advance so that way if any wars are started, we have the first knowledge of it because money. And also, if you want a fast rat, it's going to be 2 gold. If you want a faster rat, it's going to be 4. And if you need it there by tomorrow, it's going to be 6. And there's no guarantee because it really depends on if the fastest rat that we have is in mating season. So, what would you like?
The fastest.
The fastest.
How big are these rats?
They're about the size of. Do you know what a small donkey looks like?
Oh my god.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, oh man, God, ew. So
Girl, lady,
Friend.
bro.
her face just contorts in disgust, and she's like, right. So our fastest rat is Jermaine. And
Jermaine the rat.
he can get it there probably by tomorrow, but I'll have to sniff him to see if he's in mating season or not. But honestly, even if he is, he might just take a slight detour for like, I don't know, a couple of hours. He's pretty on topic usually. And you said this needed to go where? Where?
Is
there a name for it, or is it just a rebel camp?
It needs to go to the rebel camp.
by
Oh,
Stump. There's a big hole.
the
Stump Hole Rebel Camp. Is that a
Stump hole.
Stump Hole the Rebel Camp?
Do you think Jermaine could find that? Is that a good description?
Jermaine sounds really reliable, so we
Full of orphans.
we would appreciate it.
Yes,
Orphan
that's true.
Stump
There's a lot
Hole
of
Rebel Camp.
Just
Outside of Richmond.
Hold on, let me write this down. Orphan, Stump, Hole, Rebel.
Just have Jermaine sniff me,
Outside.
and then he can just follow the smell of orphans all the way there.
Bridgman.
Wow.
Why do you still smell like orphans, Misphi?
Why do orphans have a smell?
Sniff for orphans. Okay. We require all the gold up front with no guarantee of delivery, but we can give our best because, again, mating season.
Alfonso?
Yep, here's a 6 gold.
Thank you. We appreciate your business. And behind the thing, she kind of opens up a small, like, when I say small, like it's taller than Stan, but lower than Misphi and Alfonso. So about like waist height for you guys. She opens up a small hatch in the middle of the wall behind. And she goes, yep, Jermaine. Yep. And you see like a couple of the giant mice that are they look like bigger than a hog. And they're like they like have a like the nose and they kind of like wiggle and they like sniff. They're just constantly sniffing and their little whiskers are going. She's like, oh my God, you guys are so dumb. No, yep, Jermaine, not you, Romaine. God, you're so stupid.
I have an Aunt Romaine.
That's
And
true.
she turns and looks at Stan and she's like, that's great for you. This one's a mouse. Anyway,
I thought you said they were rats.
whatever. And she pushes one out of the way and pulls out the one that had the flippiest whiskers. And she says, this is Jermaine. And then she takes with her full bobcat face and she sniffs him from snout to tail. And she's like, lucky for you, he's not mating right now.
Thank God.
I'm so glad you checked.
I wasn't gonna do it.
Great. So
I feel like I should give you more gold for having to do that.
No.
you're welcome to. I love gold.
Here's an
It's
extra
fine.
gold coin.
Thank you. Do you want me to sniff you?
No.
In a hot way.
TJ just kind of puts himself in front of you and he's just like, that won't be necessary. I'll do all the sniffing. Thank you.
Thanks, Tej.
Whatever.
Town Justice. Thank you.
Town Justice.
Is there a specific message you would like to write that I can attach to the giant rat, Jermaine?
Well, I think it should probably say, watch out. Merryweather incoming. What do you think? Meryl, sound good?
I think it needs
Well,
more details.
We should probably
Stan,
add
yeah, I think maybe we should really explain everything that's going on because if you thought that sounded like code, it didn't. It was pretty obvious. Yep.
Also, should we say who it's from?
I was gonna say.
We should probably sign it as well because at this point we don't have very much to lose. I know I don't.
To be fair, I've never learned how to write a letter. So this will be a good learning experience for me.
Alfonso, I think you got this. You probably have the most experience in formal penmanship and
Yes, my handwriting
stately
is
letters.
quite neat,
Oh, well,
fancy.
that's nice too.
which is not.
I can do
Great.
3 backflips.
My penmanship's pretty bad because of my extra toe. Puts me a little bit.
Crazy thing to say into a microphone.
I have an extra. Oh, yeah, your extra toe. We forgot
Puts
about
me a
that.
little bit off balance.
So you're canonically extra
Okay.
toe.
She just
All
writes
right.
with her feet.
Letter is as follows. What was the rebel?
Dearest
Say,
Momsy
dear
and Popsicle.
Rebel.
No, what was her name? What
It was
the leader of the-
Yrza.
Yrza.
Well, there was Yrza was Durgan's
Yrza.
mom, and
Yeah.
then there was also the
Elias.
leader, which was Elias.
To Durgan's mom. Start there.
To
Durgan.
Elias.
Hiya there.
Or dearest Elias.
Dearest Elias.
Dearest Elias and Yrza.
Run
Yrza.
for your fucking life.
Well, that's certainly one way to get the message across.
Get out of there, SpongeBob.
We are not starting with that. Dearest Yrza and Elias, we are writing to inform you of the impending attack from the Mayor Merryweather of Bridgman.
Can you add a
We have-
scream? Ah! Just to really help them understand how severe it is.
Alfonso is writing in the margins of this letter, insert Meryl Cheep's scream.
Good. Perfect. I think that'll really get it
actually.
across. My screech is iconic.
Also, because we're writing in ink, he scratches it out and puts screech
Screech.
instead of scream.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay. After a pending attack, we have on good knowledge that anytime in the nearest, anytime soon, there will be an attack. We will hurry as quick as possible to assist you. However,
I've got to be honest. I'm worried with how much he's struggling with this. I thought he really had a lot of experience with this.
we're doing this on the fly. Come on. Do you want to do this, Meryl?
I'm just kidding. You're doing
Meryl's
so
great
good.
at things on the fly.
I am. I
'Cause
can
you're a bird.
fly.
Man.
Finish your letter, Alfonso.
Moon kind of looks over and is like, I mean, like, I wasn't going to ask, but like, are you
Yeah, he's a bird.
like a
Man.
bird?
He's a bird.
That's hot. That's awesome. Good
Oh.
for you.
Wow. I bet
Thank
you'll
you.
want to be a bird
And she
now.
like takes, because she's a cat of predator variety, and she like licks her lips and it's like,
Oh.
it's good to meet you.
Hey, Meryl. I think she might want a taste of you.
Literally. Just going to take a chunk out of your shoulder.
I'm having an extremely long day. And I don't think it would be wise for anyone to mess with me.
Shame. Anyway, what were you writing?
I don't like cats.
What else should we add to our letter, guys?
Well, let him know who it is.
Oh, yours truly,
Us. Done.
Meryl, Alfonso, Meryl, Stan, and Misphi, a.k.a. the
Oh, and
everyday.
TJ.
Oh, and TJ. And TJ.
Thanks,
And Xerxes.
babe.
And Xerxes. All these like PS and Xerxes. PS, PS.
And
what's
my
this-
extra left toe.
Put PS,
And what's this
love
girl's
you.
name? This cat girl? Moon?
It's technically moonshine on the water, but you can call me
Oh,
Moon.
that's beautiful. That's a
Your name
beautiful
came straight out of a country song.
I don't like cats.
Why don't you use your full moon?
Because it's just easier.
What a great response.
Anyways, so Alfonso takes the letter, folds it up all nice and neat, and hands it to Moon.
So Moon takes it, and she like like while you guys were doing this, she was listening in and kind of contributing to the conversation, but she was also like wrestling Jermaine into a harness that
Mouse
they had
harness.
hanging up on the wall, and then like she tucks the letter into the harness and like just snaps it like closed. And she looks at Jermaine in his eyes and is like, and like takes her paw the way that a cat plays with them like a rat, and it's just like slap slap. Orphan, slap, slap, stump hole. And then she like flicks it across the face twice. Rebel camp. And then she picks it up and has it sniff Misphi. Smell the orphan. Smell it.
Well, I'll
Find
give you
other orphans.
rat nose sounds.
And then she drops it and then like pat pat outside Bridgement. And then she opens up the door and is like, yep, yep. Bye. And then the rat
Wow.
scurries on, just sniffing with his whiskers in its harness.
I feel bad for the rat. How do we know that it's gonna make it?
It's like a rat, so they've got really great sense of direction. They don't
Yeah.
even
Do they?
need like a map. They just follow their nose. And it's really fortunate because you smell like orphans, apparently. So it's gonna find it fine.
Great.
Well, thank God for you, Misphi.
Oh, de Orphan.
Yeah, I don't smell like that, so it's really hard for them to find it normally. So that's good.
Do
Good
you
for
often
you.
send them looking for orphan camps?
That's like a need to know basis,
Got it.
and you didn't pay enough gold for that information.
Well, that's fair.
What's the success rate of these rats finding their intended locations?
It's pretty high because we don't have a lot of requests.
Well, I think you.
That's not really
wasted
the
your
answer I
6
was looking
gold.
for, but that's okay.
Rats are like really good at finding their intended location, almost as good as Tabaxi are at finding the rats when we're bored, which is all the time. So
to
anyway,
I love her.
do you want anything else? Like I've got some other rats. They're not as fast as Jermaine, but some of them are mating if you're interested.
In mating rats?
I don't know what you're into.
Not into that, no.
rats.
I think we're probably good here. Actually, we could probably move
Well,
along.
do we have any other messages we need to send?
I don't think so.
Hi, Mom.
Meryl, don't you think you could just call her?
It's not funny. I don't have a mom.
I was about to
Moving
say,
on.
there's so much about your
Wait, you're
backstory
an
I have to
orphan
change
too.
now.
Hi, Mom.
Hamilton plays softly in the background.
All right.
Dear Meryl Cheep.
Well, I guess we better head on our way.
Bye.
Thank you for
by
your
the-
service.
Yeah. Just so you know, like, we're usually only open till 5, Monday through Friday.
Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Sorry for keeping you up.
Yeah.
Hopefully the tip was worth your time.
No. Bye. And she closes the door and locks it. And then she calls out,
It wasn't anybody. God, Dad.
so where's your goal to be going?
To the rebel
Should we go
camp,
to the
right?
rebel camp?
Yeah, we need to go to the rebel camp and tell them what's going on. What's going
We're going to
on?
get our letter, so they're going to know that. they'll
Yeah,
be
but we need to
attacked.
go there too because that's where
We
the
need to
attack is
help
going to be.
them.
We have to help them.
Right. Well, the letter said we're going to them. Sounds like there's something else we should be doing.
Resting?
Resting bitch face.
That's certainly what I heard.
So as you guys are leaving there, the sun is setting behind you. It's getting dark, and you guys are heading back south. It is about a day and a half's, maybe a day and 3/4 walk back to Bridgmond
Is that with resting or without resting?
without resting, like full travel time.
You mean
Well-
the rebel camp?
To the a day and 3/4 to Bridgmond, a day and a half to the rebel camp.
Well, should we walk a little ways and then set up camp for the night and take a long rest?
I think it's onward for us.
Okay. So, as you guys are walking back in the direction that you came from, we'll say that you set up camp. Does anybody have camp supplies in your inventory?
I do not.
I have rope and a crowbar and a hammer.
I have a blanket.
Oh,
I have brewer's supplies.
I have a pot.
I have a tinderbox. We can make a fire.
I have a shovel.
I have a
Oh, I have a bedroll.
pot and an iron and a bedroll
Rope,
and a water skin.
mess kit, water skin.
Do these things count as camping supplies, or would it say camping supplies?
We'll say camp. We'll say
Oh, I
that
have a
counts as
bedroll.
Yeah, we'll say that counts as camp. So as you guys surround, you're gonna set up a fire, Alfonso.
Yep. I've got a fire going in the middle.
Okay. And you guys roll out your bedrolls and you get comfy. TJ kind of snuggles up next to Misphi and is like, "Who wants to tell scary stories?"
Me.
Fun, babe. Go ahead. I'm so excited.
Oh, I really don't have any. I just want to hear some scary stories.
Oh, yeah, that sounds fun.
You volunteered. You got to go first.
Once upon a time, there was a bad uncle, and he was really mean, and he kept telling his nephew that he was worthless, and the nephew cried sometimes. The end.
That is very scary.
That is a very sad, scary story.
I mean, Alfonso
right?
witnessed something very scary as well.
You
Yeah, I
did?
don't know that I want you to tell me about it, though, to be honest, Fonz. That was tough.
You know, it's not
Don't
the worst
miss
thing
out
I've
on the
seen.
details. I
Yeah,
wanna
we're
hear it.
military men. We've seen a lot.
That's right, Tej. You know, I bet you have.
Yeah.
we.
So what did you particularly see today, Alfonso? You know, in the work of our work, it's rough.
Work of our work.
Well, did TJ not see the?
No, TJ was back essentially like mentally guarding Misphi.
Well, TJ, you remember Coco?
She was with us like 3 hours ago, so yeah, I remember her pretty well.
Yeah.
I didn't like her, but I remember her.
You know what a scarecrow is, TJ?
Sometimes it scares crows, and sometimes crows scare scarecrows.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Coco
Uh-huh.
was nailed to the scarecrow, not in a hot way,
Jinky Scoob.
and she was killed by that sweet and yet scary Mama Witch, and it was a very bloody encounter.
Aw.
Mama Witch turned her into a scarecrow, Teach, and it really wasn't a pretty sight to see.
So
It was quite tragic.
how often do you think Popolina does? Is this what they... And he kind of side-eyes Misphi and kind of like shuffles away from her. Is this what they mean by the monthly bleeding?
TJ, just when we thought there was some hope for you.
Well, Teach, I think that means it's time for another lesson. We'll have to talk about that on the way tomorrow.
Right.
Why don't we get some rest?
I mean, it's not totally different.
That's true, from what I've heard. Meryl takes him by the shoulder and says, you know, on the road, I've seen a lot of things. I'd be happy to talk to you about it, I suppose.
Great. Who's snuggling tonight?
Not
I'll
I.
snuggle with you, Teach.
Well, Meryl's always open for a fluffy snuggle.
I have to claim one wing.
So, wait, Alfonso, you're going to be all alone during
Yes.
the snuggle?
Yes. Yes, I will.
Is there like a deity that I should pray to for you? To keep you warm at night?
Just think nice thoughts.
Okay, they're not very warm, but I'll do my best.
That would be lovely.
Great.
May I remind you, TJ, that I am an elf and that I don't actually sleep. I just go into trance.
That sounds so lonely.
It's actually rejuvenating.
Oh, okay. I'll think nice thoughts for you. And he like snuggles into Meryl's arms and he holds Misphi tight and he's just like, you guys, we have to think nice thoughts for Alfonso. He's all alone.
Teach, he'll be okay. I think he needs a little alone time.
Is this like the condition that happens to young men sometimes where they need alone time?
No.
I hope not.
No. TJ.
Wait, can you hear me, Alfonso?
Yes.
Out
TJ,
there?
everybody's fine. Everything is fine.
Teach, he's only 5 feet away. He can hear ya.
Oh, that's so far. So as you guys sleep, or trance in Misphi and Alfonso's case, the night slowly morphs into day. You guys only trance for 4 hours. Is there anything that you guys try to do or accomplish in the additional time while the rest of them are sleeping? Or do you guys like do anything different?
I think Alfonso will, of course, do his trance first because that's important.
So during the trance, that counts for a long rest, so
Right.
that re-heals all of your
Well, I forgot that
HP.
earlier she gave me.
I gave him
all
some
the good berries.
Yeah, because I still have like 4 good berries left.
Misphi's just gonna look at TJ and kind of stroke his hair while he's sleeping.
Oh, and then gonna take a walk in the woods, do a little bit of just recentering.
Amen.
Okay. Roll just a straight D20 luck. And just see if you encounter anything. If it's above an 8, I'll say we're good.
13.
Beautiful. Okay. So while you're absorbed in the woods, you encounter the lovely squirrels, chipmunk, occasional raccoon. There once was a stray porcupine that kind of crossed your path because you're just so quiet that it wasn't even alerted. Meanwhile, Misphi, while you're stroking TJ's head, he's nuzzling into your hand and mumbling sweet nothings, you know, like
Oh,
cows don't really need milk for themselves. That seems strange because we're cows. And then he snores a little bit longer.
does he wet his pants?
Roll Constitution.
Let me roll for that.
Roll for pants wedding.
No, he does not.
Good.
Honestly, if he was gonna
I
roll
thought you were
like a
hoping for it for a
4
second. I was like,
under, I was
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
like, yeah, like it's strange. Somehow you knew that it was gonna happen, but no, he maintains his bladder control.
Thank God. Thank God somebody can.
In the morning, you guys are awakened by the rising sun, the beautiful birds. The 2 trancers are just not trancing anymore.
Trancing
They're
around.
tramping through the woods.
Treasure tramping. I've heard of this.
I'm like collecting like wood, sticks for like the fire, maintaining the fire a little bit in the night.
Okay.
You know, doing wood elf things.
Wood elf.
Doing all the things that I do as a wood elf.
Yep.
I'm
Well,
gonna
I
fry
was
up some
shocked.
baby birds.
Meryl,
You
you
what?
better do something about that.
What?
She's gonna fry up some baby birds. I think she meant eggs, but still.
I'm not a bird.
Man.
That's why I'm frying.
I'm
baby
going to
birds.
go check the perimeter, and he jumps into the air and he flies away into the crisp morning air.
TJ, as you leave, takes like any musical instrument you had and just tucks it really far down so you don't play morning music again. Just really hides it like, don't say anything, Stan.
Good call, teacher.
Thank you. It's too early for that. And so you guys do your morning stuff. Like everybody's hit points are regained, everybody's spell slots are regained. We have roughly, we'll say roughly about a day now to get from where you're at to the rebel camp, or roughly like a day and a quarter to get to Bridgman. So where would you like to go and what's the plan? How would you like to go about doing this? I am going to say that based on the length of time that the mayor had sent that letter and like trying to get the miners, the dwarves, to be involved in the attack, he would have been waiting for a reply. So he will likely start launching any kind of attack within the relative length of time that you guys would get there, which would give you guys some prep time. If you were to go directly to the rebel camp, or if you wanted to stop him from getting to the rebel camp, you could probably safely assume that he wouldn't have left if you go straight to Bridgman.
What do you guys think? Where should we go?
I'm thinking maybe we should stop him.
So go back to Bridgman?
And maybe like convince him to be like, go back to Bridgman. We
Do you
have
think
your daughter.
Do you think there's any convincing him?
Well,
Well, he believed us before.
Oh, what if we try like a...
What if we manipulate the man?
We could deceive. I mean, listen, we might just be everyday heroes, but, well, that's really all I got.
I love to manipulate men. This will be fun.
Manipulate.
Yeah, put the man and manipulate. Let's do it.
Who's the best at deception?
Me. Sure,
Mine?
I'm an actor.
Listen,
Can
are
be
you
whoever
sure?
you want me to be. Listen,
No,
I can
like-
change my voice enough. I won't even look like a bird man.
No, like, what's your deception? Because mine's almost
No, I'm
zero.
serious. I
He may
have
actually be the best.
I have a +5 to charisma, and I have a +4 to deception, and a +5 to performance. So if you wanted to make it into some kind of a like performative aspect, then it would be a +5.
TJ only has a +2 to deception.
We need to keep TJ's mouth shut no matter
I
what
also
we
have
do.
a +4 to persuasion.
Okay. Yeah, my persuasion is +2, which isn't very good, so...
I got +3 to deception.
Well, in our strategy planning here, I think I'm going to take a back seat for the whole deceiving, because I'm not going to be very believable.
Misphi and I, we're one with nature, and nature wears many faces, so.
Nature wears many phases.
Yes. Which means we're great at deceiving.
Yeah, clearly this is going well for you so far. Unfortunately, I don't have very high scores either, so I'm going to have to leave it in the hands of you two. Misphi, do most of the talking, would you?
I'll try.
Also,
I'll see if I can let her.
yeah, we also don't...
Fucking letter.
We also don't want to take the... So you guys know my favorite backup plan is to, violence.
Right.
Yeah. You love violence, clearly.
Yeah, not opposed. However, I do think in this case, we are only level 2, and if he has an army, we don't have a Hulk. So we have...
I'm pretty
have
close.
Stan.
What's a Hulk?
A little
it's-
guy named Stan.
Oh, then we do have a
I
Hulk.
thought that was a hunk. And he winks at Stan. Got you, bro.
Thanks, Teej.
So
Meryl is
I just want to
flustered.
maybe... Basically, I don't have a backup plan for this time. So...
So don't screw it up, you two.
We're going in blind.
So wait, are we
Good
going
thing I
to
have my hawk-like
Bridgman
vision.
or to the rebel camp?
Probably to Bridgman.
Bridgman. Okay. Well, if we go to Bridgman and he's not ready to do an attack, he probably won't have an army yet, right?
But he still has guards.
Yeah, it's
But
less than
TJ,
an
you
army.
know them. You know the guards.
We can use you as our
Couldn't
cover.
you get us in there?
I mean, yeah, like I've been a guard for 2 whole days as his employee, but I've been a nephew to him like for 20 some odd years now. So that's, I mean, I haven't been like the nephew to the guards, but you know, it's one big
We'll make it
family.
work. We'll make it work.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's
Well, onward then, huh? To Bridgman.
to Bridgman.
Wait,
To Richmond.
Meryl, don't
Yes.
you have a disguisey sort of spell?
Yes. Yes, I do. I also have Charm Person, which
could
I've
turn
used
yourself-
several times and pissed many people off, but it's always worked out well for me.
You could make yourself look like Steve Harvey. They wouldn't expect that.
I was thinking he could look like Leader.
No, that's a good one too. Steve Harvey's a close second, but I'd take Leader.
Or should we have gone back to the rebel camp to then? Oh no, because we
don't want her to talk to him. That won't go well.
Oh, but what if
She
gets
does
on the
not
inside,
like
though?
him.
But what if she were to get on the inside and then sabotage?
We have that bag of holding we can stuff her in.
We're good at stuffing people in containers.
We're done.
You could jump out and be like, surprise!
I can disguise myself as anyone.
Really?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It just says you can't change your body type, so you must adopt a form that has the same basic arrangement of limbs. Otherwise, the extent of the illusion is up to you.
So you'd still have to have wings.
Like
Check 'em under a coat.
theoretically, yeah, but
You could wear a big cape.
yeah.
Well, I mean, if he were to disguise himself as mayor, he would look. I mean, mayor has.
So
a
we
big
have
coat.
some options here. We can get there and kind of see what needs to happen, but we have options. I think
So
we're going to be
Are
okay.
we problem solving as we're walking towards?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like if we went to the rebel camp and they were to attack, I feel like there would be more casualties.
I think we'd get. Well,
I just don't know how that would go, considering the fact that we've never fought anything really at all, and then we would be going into full-out war.
Spider.
We fought those spiders, and those were incredibly
Okay.
frightening.
I have some pretty extended military experience.
We get it, Alfonso.
But-
You
Yo.
fought in the war.
And you killed a teenager. Like, we're very
I know.
impressed by your skill, especially since you couldn't fight back because she was totally in a barrel. It's hard to be you.
TJ.
I'm sorry. God, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night because I was scared that Meryl was going to start playing music in the morning. I was really afraid. I'm sorry. I'm very
you don't like
testy.
my music?
Meryl, that's not what she said. Sorry.
It's
It's not
fine.
what he said. He just said he wasn't ready for it this morning, and that's okay.
I'm so sorry. I've always meant it to be, like an introductory lullaby to the day.
Well, unfortunately, that's not what happens. It's more like a bull in a china shop.
I mean, he did dream about cows.
See?
Did
It was an
I?
I
utter
try to take
disaster.
inspiration from the world around me. What can I say?
I don't really remember that, but that actually makes a lot of sense. Anyway, Meryl, your music is beautiful. Let's keep on going, Alfonso. I'm sorry. I was so cranky.
Apology
It's okay,
accepted.
Teach. We all have our moments.
Maybe it's the monthly bleeding.
My mind just went to bleating, like, because we were talking about livestock.
You gotta be kidding me.
All right, so
I
you
won't
guys,
stand for much more of this.
this is abuse.
Good
Harassment.
thing I'm sitting.
Harassment, nothing to me.
So you guys have decided you're going to go to Bridgman, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
All right. So you are traveling on the road. You really don't encounter very many people, which seems a little bit odd. It's almost like things have started to kind of almost shut down at the different places that would normally have the travelers that you would see on the roads. And as you arrive at northern Bridgman, so where the road comes into Bridgman, you see a couple guards milling about, kind of watching people or interrogating people who have carts more than they are just individuals. So as individuals, you guys are able to go in without any fuss. But things seem very oddly tense in Bridgman. There's not the same level of activity or camaraderie or conversation from the last time that you guys were here. The last time you were here, they obviously had the Festival of Four. They had a lot of travelers coming through here. All of that has seemed to change, and it's very dreary and very restrained. You are currently in Upper Bridgman. The locations around you, like there's the tavern where you met Soren. So the barging in. You also see a couple of like small shops, but again, like by the time that you get there, it's fairly late in the day, not quite sunset, and everything just seems sort of dead. You remember that the mayor's house is on the southern part of Bridgman, so across the Wandering River. And so you would have to go through the Fair Ferry in order to get to the lower half of Bridgman where he is located. So is there any pit stops that you want to make before you get there?
Are we able to get into the city without a hitch?
Yeah, the guards pretty much ignore you because you're just walking in with who's carrying the backpack, by the way?
I'm not.
Are you guys still carrying the backpack?
I thought the backpack was just a barrel.
So the backpack was holding the barrel that had Coco, but essentially she had like very bare minimal stuff. So did you guys just leave the backpack?
I feel like we
with-
did not bring it.
I think we just kind of panicked after Coco was, murdered.
Brutally slaughtered, yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
So,
Can I ask a guard? Hey, guard guy,
can I help you?
what's
Ma'am?
going on? It seems a little mysterious.
Yeah, things seem mysterious. Tell me more.
This is just Bridgman. Where are you coming from?
I don't know. The last time we were here was very festive, and now it's just, I don't know, something feels off. What's going on here?
He just snores. Let me guess. You were here for the Festival of Four, huh?
Oh, yeah. It was great.
Oh, yeah. I bet it was great. Look, lady. Look. If you're expecting some sort of a happy-go-lucky sort of situation, that only happens once a year when the mayor decides to shell out all of his money in coin for that stupid festival. Look, what you see is what you get. This is Bridgman. So if you want to walk through here, just make sure you keep your coin purse tight because it might not be around your waist for much longer if you catch my drift.
Okay, thanks.
Well, did that answer your question, Misphi?
Yeah, no.
Sounds like this place is normal. So, like, are we like walking past and kind of like?
Mhm.
So, I feel like we should check in with Soren, see if he is familiar
Knows
with the
anything,
goings. Yeah, and
That's a good idea.
I also see a little bit of an opportunity. It sounds like if even the guards are not very happy with Mayor's leadership, maybe we could infiltrate that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
If the guards are somehow connected to or if we can like find the barracks and maybe talk with some soldiers, kind of see as a former nobleman, I may have some connections.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be very deceitful, but
Well, that's why you've got us going for our highest award in the land.
that's why we're a wolf pack, right, Misphi?
Arr!
All right. Anyway, are we gonna go see Soren?
Yeah, let's check in with Soren.
I think so.
So as you guys approach the barging in, you notice that, again, there's like nobody here. It's very strange. It's a very big contrast to what it used to be like the last time you guys were here. And you walk into the barging in, there's maybe like one or two patrons in this entire place. So it's very, very empty. And you see, again, Soren the half-orc behind the bar just kind of, he's flipping through just a random book, and just kind of waiting for somebody to show up. And then you guys come in, and he looks up and he does a double take, and he's like, "Oh, fresh."
Misphi waves and says, "Hi, Soren."
Oh God, it's the water girl.
He remembers you as the water girl.
Can I have water on the rocks?
Look,
She's so happy about it.
lady, this is a classy establishment. I feel like whatever. Just come on up. I've got some stuff. And he kind of grabs a couple like wooden cups from behind the bar and scoops in some water. He's like, "I'm not giving you my rocks. That's for paying customers." And he looks over at Alfonzo, who he remembers was the big tipper, and he's like, "If you want like our latest brew, we've got Life is Brutiful.
Life is beautiful.
So if you would you like an ale?"
Whatever your recommendation is, Soren. Nice to see you again.
Yeah. good to see you too. I don't really have any recommendations other than buy something.
Sure.
Because
the
life is-
beautiful. We'll buy a round for the house.
And he
Here we
looks
go.
around at the house and is like, big spender. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Meryl, don't eat the cup.
Yeah.
Again.
And he looks over at you and he's like, and for God's sake, don't serenade anybody. I don't have anybody to break up any marriages, but you'll probably be pretty happy to know that the last couple that you had through here, they turned out okay.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Congrats, Meryl.
You did
Thanks.
something.
Sometimes I do a little bit of good, with all my yapping, but
Oh my god.
I won't eat the cup. I'm sorry about that. I'm a little off my game today, so. But I'll take a double.
Sure. So he pours you just essentially 2 of the Life is Brutal brews because he doesn't have anything harder anymore because like literally everything that he had in his supply was for the Festival of 4.
And it's all foam.
Yeah, it's all foam.
Rough home. Tough.
And as you pay with your gold, roll an insight check.
Ooh.
8.
Okay. Anybody else want to roll an insight check as well?
Sure.
I got a nat 20.
Whoa.
Nice.
The insightful
It's
stand.
It's always the
Stan's
quiet
turn
one, you
for
know
the
what I mean?
20.
So, Stan, you see as Alfonso pays with the gold, you see that he pockets the gold that that Alfonso pays with, and he replaces it with essentially a different coin, but it's still currency. And he puts it into the cash register. And as he does this, he has the look of a practiced, like you would recognize this just from being like on the road for as long as you have. But he has the look of a practiced, not fighter necessarily, but like I dare you to say something kind of vibe. So this is not the first time that he's exchanged coins. And you definitely get the vibe that this was a very intentional situation and that this is an ongoing thing where he's continuously swapping coins out.
I'm going to whisper to Meryl. Meryl, I think something funny's going on there with Soren. Did you see what he just did with that coin?
What do you mean? I didn't see anything.
Keep your voice down, but he just traded out Alfonso's coin with something different. It looks like he's been doing it for a long time.
We'll have to keep an eagle eye on it.
Well, that would be your job.
I'll work on it.
So Soren's gonna hand you guys the beer, lean back, cross his arms, and just kind of scan you guys very uncomfortably, like just waiting for you guys to finish.
Soren,
Yeah.
we're good buddies, right?
No.
Oh, we're the best of friends.
What's going on? Is Bridgman usually like this?
Oh, that's right, because you guys have only been here during the Festival 4. Look. Oh, man. Okay. You got to understand, this is a classy establishment. All right?
Yes, it's very classy.
It's so classy that the normal Bridgman folks can't even try to dine here because this is what it normally is. This is what it normally is. It's just empty and sad. And especially since the normal people, like the last couple that the bird guy over here decided to break up and then heal, he started a house cleaning business. So that was really cool. But I mean, so he's not in here drinking away his sorrows anymore, which really sucks for me, but it's good for his wife. I'm just saying, like, this is about as, footloose and fancy free as people get around here nowadays.
What do you mean nowadays? Like, did it used to not be this way?
A couple of years back, it wasn't. It's been like this for, aside from the festival, it's been like this since
the mayor?
Well, the mayor didn't always run things like this. It's only been within the last year or two that he's gone a little, and he kind of looks around like he's not sure who might be listening.
Ooh.
And he's like, I just, it didn't used to be like this. Like, the mayor was never an amazing stand-up guy, but he was never the kind of guy to shortchange all the town folks and drive people out of the town.
Shortchange the town folks. What do you mean by that?
You see anybody rolling in the dough around here? Like, he raised the taxes, so we're paying out the nose, and none of the guards are getting barely minimum pay here. So it's not like I got an abundance of guards coming in here. They're all strapped for money, and all of the farmers, they're having to pay through the nose just to even rent out stalls to sell their food if it's even good anymore. Like, it just seems like it's just chaos, except that it's like a calm chaos. It's strange.
Well, I'm so sorry, Soren.
What do you think happened a year ago to make that change?
I don't know. I mean, and he kind of looks at you and he's like, I happen to have a really good friend. Maybe you've met him. The name of Elias?
You know Elias?
Do you know Elias?
We've met before.
So I want you to roll persuasion. Because essentially what you
Good
guys are
thing I
talking
said
about is you
something.
are conversing about, like, he's fishing to see if you might be on the side of the rebellion without outright asking.
I got a 15.
I got a 23.
Ooh. And he looks at you and he's like, all right. I guess you're not such a bad bird after all.
Not a bird. Whatever.
Meryl, it's okay. It's okay.
Are you a good bird?
Who's a good bird?
He does
That's what
not
I
say
was
that.
thinking.
Sorry.
You
And
mean
he-
someone doesn't just look at him and say, like, are you a good bird?
He's a bird man.
So
Meryl
you-
only lets very certain people talk to him like that.
Soren,
We make the cut, though.
Soren looks at you and he's like, it's good that you're a friend of Elias because I don't normally allow birds in here. And he casts a side eye at Cersei and he's like, but you ought to know that the mayor's been searching for people, searching for the rebellion. And about a year and a half ago, we didn't even need a rebellion. He started changing. He started shutting down all the religious stuff around here. I've never been, but some people were really into that and started really trying to find the original four heroes. The elf and the gnome and those people, And he got really obsessed with them. But when he was doing that, it was like he changed in a lot of ways. Some folks say that he got under a curse. Other folks say that he sold his soul. It's kind of hard to tell, but something changed about a year and a half ago that made him shift his priorities. And since then, Bridgman hasn't been the same.
Well, that is quite a story.
Wow.
Where
I'm
can
not
we
as good
find
of
the
a
mayor?
storyteller.
Probably at
as
his
you.
house?
His time of day, he's probably at his house. He's got that house. You ever been there? Farmhouse, but it's like if a farmhouse was elite.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Elite farmhouse, yes. I'm familiar with the aesthetic.
So it's down below the Wandering River past the Fair Ferry. And he looks over at TJ with suspicion. He's like, and he leans forward into Meryl's space across the bar. And he's like, except that I'm not sure if you want to be having this conversation in front of one of his guards. And he kind of looks conspiratorially and nods towards TJ.
You don't have to worry about TJ.
TJ's a bro. He's our bro.
Bros are with us, so.
Tej has
goals.
been a guard for approximately 2 days.
Safe to say he's probably fired now.
To Tej, that feels like a much longer time than it actually is, but I can confirm for you he is certainly on our side.
As you say this, TJ is like at one of the tables, just kind of knocking on it, like.
Have his own little.
He's harmless. Plus, he's my fiance.
Do we know that?
And
I think we did.
Soren looks at you.
But should
And
we,
he's
is
like,
this canonical? What's happening?
"Congrats."
Soren's not
He
impressed with.
Seems like a real winner.
Well, he is. So don't talk badly about my man.
And
Wow,
Zora puts
yes,
his
queen.
hands up like in a don't fight me, bro situation, even though you're so much smaller than him and he's a half orc. He's like,
He
my
can single-handedly take all of us. I'm quite sure of it.
And he's like, look, I'll tell you this, okay? Elias isn't ready for any kind of war. So if you happen to know anything, it's better that you figure it out and confront it head on, because they're good people over there. Anyway, better skedaddle, because it's about to be time for shut eye, and they wander the streets, all their guards, trying to scope out who's around.
Hey, Soren,
Mm-hmm.
can we trust you?
I don't know if you can trust anybody in this town.
Can I roll insight?
Yeah.
Nope.
1.
Can the rest of us roll insight because we heard her ask the question?
Sure, you all can, but as far as Misphi's concerned, he's about as cuddly as one of those beautiful spiders she loves so much.
I also rolled in that one.
17.
Thank God for you, because I got a 4.
Wow.
So
Good thing I was
everybody
listening.
else
There's a
is
high
just
roller over
like,
here.
kind of looks at him and they're like, I think we either trust everyone or trust no one. And Meryl looks at him and he's like, okay, he's actually one of the good ones. Soren is 100% like one that would take down the mayor single-handedly if he could. Like, he's got some sort of a backstory, but we don't fully know what it is. But you do know that like his hatred for the mayor is real.
Do you think we could persuade his guards to be on our side?
Well, it depends on the guard. And it depends on the time of day.
Is there like a guard commander we could talk to?
As far as like order of who's in charge, there's like the night watch of Bridgman, and then there's the day watch, and the day watch has more sway than the night watch, but he doesn't exactly have a second in command, so to speak, but there is like somewhat of the leader of the guards, if you could even consider that. But they're all very low ranking. I don't even know his name or her name.
What does he look like? Or she?
I don't know. I mean, like, again, I just know like the regular guards that patrol the streets, but I'm assuming that they have to report to somebody. So
We assume the same thing, Soren. Thank you.
yeah. So that's all I know. I mean, it's just who comes to the bar and who doesn't. Nobody's really come to the bar lately.
Well, thank you.
I think that's probably everything we need.
I think so.
Please leave the cup this time.
Soren, for you.
Thanks. And he pulls the cup like away from you, even though there's still a little bit left in there. And he's just like, have a good night.
You too,
Have
Soren.
a good night, too.
So as you guys leave the barging in, the sun is starting to set again. This day has gone by really, really fast, this day of travel. You have the directions to the mayor's house. However, like at this point, you've got to decide, are you going to go there at night? Are you going to wait till morning? What is your plan? What are we thinking?
Well, we
Maybe we should go catch him by surprise.
like sneak into the house.
At
Right.
night.
Booby traps.
Well, we can, you know.
We can.
What's our end game here, though? Like, are we going to try to defeat him?
Aren't we gonna try to- Aren't we going to see if we can persuade him?
Well, we're still level 2, so as far as fighting him, I'm not
Right.
confident. Unless he's also not super high level, but
Well, at this point, he still thinks that we're working for him.
this is
So if
true.
we attack him in the night, he's certainly not gonna think that anymore.
Well, why don't we wait then and show up in the morning and say, we did it and we can tell you all about your daughter. Just let us come inside. It'll be great. And then
We can be like, we're
see how
still
much
trying
we
to
can persuade
her.
him and see, you know, just how that goes.
Well,
Really
sounds
well
like there's
thought out
something
plan
else.
so far.
See if we can get him alone, you know. I'm sure it'll be
Not in a
fine.
hallway.
Not in a hallway. Don't like
Well,
its hat.
remember, there's also something else going on because there's like that sort of change. Plus, like there's something going on with the Soul Stone, and
Maybe the Soul Stone has something to do with the mayor.
right. Well, like they're connected, and then
I mean, like, his mood change.
right. That's like something happened.
The mayor's mood stone. Mood ring. Mayor mood ring.
Jinky.
So I
should
think
we
we're waiting
go-
till morning.
Let's
Yeah.
find a place.
And then
for-
let's go see the mayor. Damn it.
So
Or should
From
we
what
see
you
his
know in
guards?
Bridgmond, there is essentially, there's really the only place that you could stay is at the top of Soren's bar, like the second story of the barging inn. If you would like to go back to the barging inn, otherwise, if you wanted to like essentially camp near maybe the Wandering River or somewhere like away from some of the houses.
I mean, like, go outside of town real quick and
Yeah.
set up camp out there.
TJ also pipes up, you guys like, you could come to my house. I live like right near here. I've got, I mean, it's not like a great couch. It's got a pretty good imprint of my butt, but, it's there and you could like, you know, I don't know, meet my mom. Cause I live with my mom, but, she's cool. You know, she's not.
Misphi, you'll meet your future mother-in-law.
I think we have to go see TJ's parents, and I think that's a great idea. We have to go to TJ's house.
Wait, Tej,
Yeah.
is it your mom? Hot?
Is your mom hot? I think that's what he's trying to
No,
ask.
that's not what I'm doing. No. Is
She's like a solid 7,
Oh,
Well,
but
Fonz,
she's
what do you
got a
think?
great personality.
That boosts her up to an 8.
okay? Even if your mom's an 8, like no. Is the mayor her brother or brother-in-law?
Brother-in-law, my dad, Chief, is Mayor is Chief's brother. My dad, Chief.
Does your dad also live in the house?
I mean, yeah.
so something more and more suspicious, Alfonso.
Okay, that's not.
And he turns to Alfonso. No. My dad's a solid 8.
no. Okay,
He's got not a great personality. So that lowers him to a 7 if that's at all of interest to you, Alfonso.
No, my point is.
Fonzo, we won't judge you if you like to do things with more than one.
No. I'm not.
I'm pretty sure they're faithful, but you could try it.
No. TJ, no. Stop. No. My. I don't even know where to go with this. No,
And with
TJ.
that, we conclude tonight's episode. Good night, everyone.
No, not yet. We need to finish this part.
Oh my God, please just
We're
keep
not gonna-
screaming and then like record over it the
Right?
ending
No. No, TJ, guys. If we're going to be in the house with the mayor's brother, we need to make
Brother.
sure we're not sharing our real motivations if we're going to try to be deceitful to the mayor. We don't want word getting around that we're trying to bring him down or figure out what's going on.
Well, no
because-
one needs to know. It's a secret. It's
Yeah, but
our secret.
But if we slip, though,
TJ.
hint, hint, if TJ slips about how his new friends have been hanging out with the rebels, or
TJ, will you look at me? Look right in my beady bird-like eyes.
It's okay. Don't be scared, Cheech.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, okay. Hi.
Hi.
Hey. Hi.
Look at my eyes.
Yeah, okay, hi.
Do not slip. It
I've
doesn't
got
matter.
really good
No,
balance.
this is what I was worried about, Meryl.
it doesn't matter if you slip and if you fall because I have wings and I will catch you.
Thanks.
Aw.
However, you may not slip.
Don't say and okay. What Meryl's
Girl, you're
trying
going to
say-
have to be a little bit more specific to my guy, Tej. He
Don't-
doesn't speak in riddles.
All right, TJ, fine. You want specific? Don't open your damn mouth until we figured out what to
About
do
what?
about the mayor.
Don't talk about.
I just don't
what?
think about anything. I think you pretend like you saw something so incredible you lost your voice.
Meryl, that's not.
Don't you think?
No, because why would his
Here,
mother.
TJ, you make a great mime. Try it. Try miming something.
TJ furrows his brow and just like fakes a lasso around you and like tries to pull you in.
I knew you could do it.
Great. Okay.
But
This is a
and then
great
he looks at Misphi. He's like,
intro to acting.
he's not moving. Am I doing this wrong?
No.
He's not, I'm trying to
It
pull
just
him
takes
closer.
practice. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think miming TJ is going to be this. TJ, you cannot tell them, anyone in your family, that we've been like working with the rebels or that we went to Featherstone.
We should probably just come up with a cover story instead. And
Right.
that's all that you tell them. How about that?
How about this? We've just been hanging out in the bar and like,
You met us at a pants club.
At the new Pants Club in town.
Club for pants.
Swanky, most swankified place in town.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I could totally do that. That's awesome. Pants on 3. 1, 2, pants.
Pants.
Yes. 3, pants.
TJ. Oh.
Cool. Right. So, I mean, my mom mostly wears dresses, so she's not going to understand anyway. So it's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. My dad, he wears pants. But maybe he's just not into it like we are. You know, maybe we could recruit him. Maybe he's a big pants fan.
Maybe. Yep.
We don't
we'll
really
wait on the
bond much,
recruitment
so-
for maybe a couple days.
Yeah. We'll have to bond first.
I feel like they would know about us going to go find leader, though.
I mean,
Maybe we can tell them that she was taken by the bandits on the road.
maybe we
found
could,
her camp.
But then why do we
but
not
need
have
help.
Leader with us?
because she loves pants too. And she's part of the pants club.
But she's not here though, and we were tasked to go get her. Remember?
Because she's at
Maybe
the
we
pants
need
club.
help.
We just have to go get her for the pants club.
That's
a
where-
great explanation.
She's our traveling pants club member.
She
The sisterhood
you would
of the
say there's a
traveling pants, we could call
sisterhood
ourselves.
of
Right.
traveling pants.
Yeah, you could say that, couldn't
She's
you?
the traveling sister.
the pants.
It
but
all
she's
makes
my
sense.
cousin.
The traveling pants sister.
The cousinhood of the traveling pants.
Sisters.
Yeah.
She's my baby cousin who wears pants. You could almost say she wears the pants in our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So great. So we'll do that. My house is the third on the left. And that's where we'll leave it tonight.
Wow.
Is going to see TJ's parents.
Which I'm guessing you weren't expecting us to choose. Which is incredible because the
I
second
literally
you brought
just
that up, I was like,
thought
yes.
at the very last second, I was like, oh yeah, TJ also kind of lives here. So I mean, I guess like if you're gonna stay overnight, you could also stay at his place.
I like how we're like, what are we gonna do? Like, we're obviously not ready to go see the mayor quite yet, but we're like, oh yeah, TJ.
We have to go. I can't wait to meet TJ's mom. Is she Italian?
That's all for this lovely week. Thank you so much for joining us again at Mystical Everyday Heroes, the podcast of all podcasts, where we love you so much. Links for our social media. Go ahead and Kailyn, what are our links for social media?
You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Mystical Everyday Heroes, all spelled out.
Awesome. If you're into romantic comedies with sexual flares and whatnot, go ahead and check out my book under my other name, Jade Luck. The book is called Spirit Me Away. So it's a funny one. It's filled with like comedy and a little bit of mystery, and it's fun. If you like the music that is playing in the background, check out Matt Boston's music. Links in the description below. And make sure you share this. Share this with your friends. Share this with your enemies. Share this with your nail techs at the nail salon, you know. Guys, get a manicure. It saves a life. Mostly the lives of your cuticles.
True. For each cuticle, share with a different
It's
person.
like the parts that are in the bottom part of
Matt
your
Rail, please
top
don't tell me you
part
don't know
of
what
your
a
nails.
cuticle is. We don't have time to unpack this tonight.
Nailed
The
it.
white part of your nail? Like the
It's like the part that grows your nail. Actually, now when I say it, I really don't know what technically a cuticle is, but I know it's important.
Well, everyone, while we figure this out, you have a great night.
Indeed.
or day.
Boy!
Boo!
I never did the bye like you. It's very impressive.
Boy, that was good. Okay, TJ. So do you understand the plan?
Yes, I'm joining a pants club.
Yes, exactly. So the plan is that we are joining a pants club. We are all in the pants club. You get to join it, and that's why we're all hanging out together, and why you would bring us home to your family, right?
I'm just a little bit confused because
No,
why would you
no.
get in the pants club before me? I'm clearly the biggest fan of pants here.
Right. So, but it's just that the process is really complicated. So,
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah, but you're in now.
Good.
So
okay.
you just need to learn our mantra.
the
The
yeah.
mantra of the Pants Club. If you have to say this to get into our secret meeting place,
Okay.
every time we start and end the meetings, we have to say the mantra. So it's very important. Do you understand?
Got it. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Repeat after me.
Do I need to do anything special with my pockets?
Yes, you need to hold on to your pants, son. Apple bottom jeans.
Apple bottom jeans.
Boots with the fur.
Boots with the fur.
In pants we trust.
In pants, we trust.
Of that, we are sure.
Of that, We're sure. Actually, wait, Meryl, why are you part of the club? Do you wear pants?
Oh my God. I've been wearing pants this entire time.
I've never seen them.
Kind of covered by the feathers.
Oh my God.
And your fancy jacket, it's a little just over the top, kind of disguises everything.
Do you want me to change it?
No. I think you need to share
not at
exactly
all.
what you wrote with the class.
Up with belts, down with flies.
We love pants and we're little guys.